What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 3 of the Superhero Fight Club, the best superhero podcast on all podcasting platforms, where we take a deep dive on superheroes and villains, talking about their abilities, powers, strengths, weaknesses, comics, movies, TV series, media appearances, and more. I'm your host, Eric Hines, and let's jump straight into the multiverse. So today, we have a special guest for episode 3. A little bit different, I would say. I think a unique type of guest. Someone that I respect very much. That is Jailene Gunter. There we go. Get you the applause going.
Thank you.
Let me turn it off. But, appreciate you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So basically, I'm going to lay out the links. I'm not going to try to confuse everyone that's going to be listening to this. But the reason I brought on Jailene, and no disrespect, but she's probably one of the people that I know that likes superhero movies. You're into it. You enjoy it. However, the knowledge of it is not the biggest. I wouldn't say you're like a diehard fan. However, you know enough to talk about it a little bit, So I kind of wanted to get a different approach, someone that doesn't know too much as maybe the other people that I've brought on before. Shout out to Devin, shout out to my dad, If you haven't seen those, go watch those 2 episodes on YouTube. They're uploaded right now. But other than that, are you excited? How are you feeling?
I'm a little nervous because, like you said, I'm not like a diehard fan, but I do like Marvel, and I do watch pretty much most of the movies. So I'm just scared that I'm not going to know too much to talk about, but we'll see.
See, that's the best part, though, because you're not meant to know a lot. Trying something different, trying something new for you, right? And new for the viewers, honestly, because not everyone on here knows what we're talking about, So when it comes down to that, when you have 2 people that are having a conversation and always know everything, it's good to have, for people that don't know what's going on, someone like yourself that's just listening and just, trying to learn different things. So now we have that in the flesh as a whole. So without further ado, I say we go straight into it. Straight into the first segment. You ready? You excited?
I'm ready.
And for anyone who doesn't know, just to preface this, she knows the questions for someone. And that's why she's kind of nervous, because she also listened to the other 2 podcasts. So the expectations are a little bit up and down, but it's okay. Regardless, our first segment is background and knowledge. Would you like to do the honors of telling everybody the superhero and supervillain that you chose?
Of course. So the superhero, drumroll please.
I don't have a drum roll on here. I could go like this. That's not even a drum roll.
Spider-Man.
Okay.
You guessed it.
Spider-Man.
And the villain is dun 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 Thanos.
Why did we choose these 2 characters today?
So we'll start with Spider-Man. The reason why I picked Spider-Man is because he's my favorite superhero. And
typical. No, I'm kidding.
He's my favorite. Like, what else is there to explain, Like, he's my favorite superhero, and he's the best superhero. Like, there's no arguing about that. Like, he's the best superhero. Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And Thanos is a tricky one because I don't like Thanos. But the reason why I picked him as the quote-unquote favorite villain is because he destroyed all the other superheroes, some of the greatest superheroes out there, and that's why he can go down as one of the greatest villains of all time, even though I might not like him. So that's why I picked Thanos. Yeah.
You mentioned before, you said Thanos is an interesting one because I don't even like Thanos. Is there a supervillain that you do like? Because in that case, I don't think there's any villain that you do like as a whole.
Venom.
You know what's crazy? Venom, to me, is more of an anti-hero. Do you know what an anti-hero is or no?
Yeah, I think that's why I like him, because I don't really see him too much as a villain. Because we recently watched Venom again. We saw it in theaters, but we just watched it again, and rewatching it, like, he's not a villain, like what you're saying. He's an anti-villain. When you get to see... Oh, sorry.
You go.
Anti-hero. I feel like once you get to see the backstory of the villain and why they are a villain, it kind of toys with your heartstrings a little more than not knowing why they're doing what they're doing.
I don't think it... Well, I understand what you're trying to get at. I definitely do understand what you're trying to get at. For Venom, it's the fact that even though we've seen the Venom movies, we have seen Venom in a nasty state before, specifically in Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire. You know what I mean? So, like, we've seen Venom on both ends. That's why I kind of call him an anti-hero as a whole. But I just wanted to pick your brain because I wanted to see if there's a villain that you actually did like. But there you go. Is there any other ones before we move on into it? It's okay if there's not.
I'm going to say no, but if it comes in my head later, maybe I'll bring it up again.
All right, bet. Well, let's go into background and knowledge. I hope I can give you some knowledge in this. We'll start with Spider-Man. So obviously Spider-Man being a Marvel character as a whole. Before I even move on, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Why?
Overall, I have more favorite superheroes from Marvel, but DC is pretty cool. But I could only name you a couple of DC heroes. But I could name you way more Marvel heroes that I like.
Fair enough. All right. So going into Spider-Man's abilities are super strength, spidey senses, enhanced speed, agility and reflexes, increased durability and endurance, wall crawling, and web shooting / swinging. So obviously I went into a little bit more specific, his exact abilities as a whole, but we obviously know Spider-Man mostly for his superhuman strength, his ability to be able to shoot webs out of his arms. Now, granted, the only Spider-Man that's able to do that in live action is Tobey Maguire. Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland make their webs.
Yeah.
But we know him for being able to stick to walls and stuff, climb walls, all that great stuff. But is there anything that I told you on there that you haven't really thought of as a whole?
It was one of the first.
I said super strength, spidey sense, enhanced speed, agility.
Oh, the enhanced speed.
So, in other words, what I mean by enhanced speed is basically he's not the Flash, obviously. You know, he's not like running by speed of light, but he is faster than your typical human being, right? He can move at different speeds because the way his power works is he has the power of a spider. But the thing is, in the insect world, a spider is incredibly strong compared to an ant, compared to, I can't even think of any other insects, but you understand what I'm trying to get. So when you translate that to the real world, he's going to take that power of a spider and basically put it into our bracket, I guess you could say. You know? So as a whole, that's basically that. Then you have his origin story. The origin story of Spider-Man is as follows. A young boy named Peter Parker goes on a school trip where he's bit by a radioactive spider, which changes him for the rest of his life. The radioactive spider gives him the abilities of Spider-Man. So what do you find the most unique about that story? Or why do you like that story, that origin story as a whole? Do you think there's a better origin story for either Spider-Man, or do you think there's a better origin story for different characters, or do you think that's like the best origin story?
When you think about Spider-Man, you think about him getting bitten by a spider. Every other superhero has their own way of how they became a superhero, and Spider-Man's is getting bit by a spider. But I feel like you can't really make it better, but I think since they have so many remakes of Spider-Man, that after a while the same story can get old if they don't change it up in a different way. Like in the Spider-Verse, they had changed the way Spider-Man got bitten, which had made it more interesting. So the Miles Morales that we know, I forgot what Earth he's from, like 92 or something.
Sorry, say it again.
What Earth is Miles Morales that we know from?
1610, it says.
So the Miles Morales that we know from Earth 1610 has more of a unique story because, yes, it's showing that there's a multiverse and there's multiple different Spider-Mans in every universe. And in every universe, there is a Spider-Man. But that storyline makes it more unique because in one of the movies, you begin to find out that Spider-Man that we know, Miles Morales, got bitten by the wrong spider from the wrong universe. And I feel like that makes the storyline so much more interesting than just the same old, he went on a school trip, got bitten by a spider, now he's Spider-Man.
Yeah, I like that. It definitely adds something to it as a whole. I think if it was something that I know you're not really interested in it, but if you wanted to ever dive deeper into Spider-Man's origin story, there's so many different ones in different types of comics. For example, you know who Miguel O'Hara is?
Yeah.
Do you know how he got his abilities? Or no?
I don't know.
So, in other words, the way Miguel got his abilities is, and stay tuned because next episode we will be talking about Miguel O'Hara. Little sneak peek. But the way Miguel got his abilities was in his universe, the person that we knew as Peter Parker didn't exist anymore. So there was no Peter Parker in his universe. So he tried to recreate Spider-Man. And so he took a radioactive spider. And there's different types of stories to it. One is like there was a mistake in the lab and he got it. But in the one I believe in Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, he takes the radioactive spider DNA and injects it into himself. That's why he's so different from other spiders. Because his wasn't like natural, I guess you could say, or it was a little different. So there is different stories or storylines of the Spider-Man. So I do kind of agree with you on that part. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, eventually it will get boring. But yeah, man, I like that. I like that take as a whole. Going into the next one, I have Spider-Man's moral code. So I went into a little bit on his moral code. And his moral code is, it goes by the famous quote of, with great power comes great responsibility. There you go. Look at that. Look at your little Spider-Man knowledge. But that is what Spider-Man bases his moral code off of. He also refuses to kill his enemies. So another thing that I want to go into is Spider-Man, before I let you like answer that as a whole and what you think about it, Spider-Man and Batman are kind of very similar in that aspect. And the reason I'm bringing up Batman is because we talked about Batman in episode 1. But Spider-Man and Batman are kind of similar in those aspects because they both don't kill their enemies. But the difference between the two is Batman is ruthless, Spider-Man is not ruthless. Because Batman will do whatever. He's still human at the end of the day, but he's just enhanced. But Spider-Man pulls his punches. Spider-Man doesn't want to really hurt you as bad as he can. Because once he starts pulling his punches, he could literally break your skull in one punch. That's how strong Spider-Man is, right? But he just pulls his punches. But I think that's like mostly, I wanted to go into that a little bit because they're very similar but very different at the same time. But going back to the moral code of Spider-Man, what are your thoughts on that famous quote, with great power comes with great responsibility?
Spoiler alert. I feel like in the newest Spider-Man movie.
Why you talk into the mic?
What's it called again?
No Way Home.
No.
Oh,
yeah. No.
Are you talking about
No, the real life No Way Home, right?
Yeah, No Way Home.
They're all home. Yeah, I forgot the name.
They're all what? They're all what? They're all home.
Bad. So, okay, so this goes great with one of my favorite scenes, which is basically part of the moral of the story of No Way Home, how the villains go back into Tom Holland's universe, and eventually Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Mans come along as well. And I feel like one of the best parts of the whole movie is when the three of them were fighting off all the villains, and instead of killing them, they saved them and they put them back in their universe, or they were basically trying to fix them. And obviously that had some cost with it, which eventually Aunt May ended up dying because the Green Goblin killed her while Tom Holland was trying to save the Green Goblin from being bad again. Because we see in some of their stories, all of them have reasons why they have become villain, or some of it was out of their own control. And all the Spider-Mans were able to see the good in them, and they were trying to fix them, even when the villain may have tried to kill one of their own family members or killed them. And throughout the whole movie, you see that. You see the kindness from all the Spider-Mans. Even when Tom Holland had the chance to kill Green Goblin, Tobey Maguire stopped him from doing so. And there was a chance where you see those morals come out, like you saw Tom Holland's Spider-Man try to kill, even though he's never really done that. Like you had said before, they don't kill their enemies. But Tom Holland was about to, and Tobey Maguire ended up saving that from happening, which I think was another beautiful moment. And that just shows where their heart is, and that's another reason why I feel like Spider-Man's such a loved character, and why they've been able to make so many different versions of Spider-Man, whether it's the Miles Morales, the one that you have just said, Miguel O'Hara, and so many more. So I feel like that's why the morals also show with him being a superhero.
Look at that. Look at you. You trying to dive into your little Spider-Man bag. I see you. Your little Spider-Man bag of Andrew Garfield's Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland, and then that's about it. And then there's Miles Morales, and that's about it. I just, you know what I can't wait for it when we get to Thanos. Because then after that, I guarantee you, y'all, right now, I guarantee you, we're going to get to Thanos, and she's going to base the entire conversation off of all the Avengers. That's essentially what you're going to do.
What I do.
But, okay. After that, let's go into what motivates Spider-Man. So what motivates Spider-Man? Spider-Man's motivation is generally just to use his power for good to help make the world a better place. So obviously we know Spider-Man, whenever we hear Spider-Man, we hear him saying the biggest thing, not the biggest thing, but one of his main things is, I'm a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? He just wants to do good for the neighborhood, wants to be able to use his powers for anything good at all times. So what do you think about him always wanting to do good? Because there's certain situations where you kind of need someone that's going to be able to like take the bad guy out no matter what. And sometimes someone like that won't be able to take the shot. You know what I mean? Because they're always looking for the good in someone, which is not a bad thing at all. But what are your thoughts on him always trying to be a good Samaritan, good human being and stuff like that? Especially against someone like Thanos. Like, for example, let's say he's up against Thanos and he has the chance to take him out for good. You think Spider-Man's going to do it as a whole?
That's a hard question because I feel like there's been times where he's been taken advantage of. Great example, Mysterio. Mysterio took advantage of his kindness.
We recently watched that one too.
Yeah. And I feel like Mysterio took advantage of his kindness, and he knew that Tom Holland was going to give him the Edna Friday glasses.
Said Edna?
Yeah. He knew that was gonna happen because
Who's Edna?
isn't that the
It's Friday.
No, Edna's the glasses. Friday is the one inside Iron Man's mask, right?
It's the same person. It's the AI.
Yeah, but the name's Edna, isn't it?
No, I thought it was Friday.
No, Friday's the one isn't Friday the one inside Iron Man mask?
It's the same person.
But they have different names. I swear there's an Edna.
No, the first one that he had was Jarvis. And it was Friday.
Oh, Jarvis, you're right. But there's an Edna. I don't know where I'm getting Edna from. I swear there's an Edna.
There's no
we gotta
Edna.
Look that up later. But
Yeah, I'd be tight if I went to go edit this afterwards and there was an Edna, but I don't think there's an Edna.
I think there's an Edna.
Yo, bro, you make me look this
I
up.
do.
There's
think
no
there's
Edna.
an Edna.
What are you talking about? What do you mean, Edna?
Isn't that Spider-Man's person in his mask?
No, it's Friday. Spider-Man doesn't... Bro. Oh. You're close. Edith.
Oh, that's what it was.
It was Edith. It wasn't Friday.
My bad.
But you was right, though. I was all the way off. I was saying Friday. It was Edith. You was right. I'm gonna give you a little applause for that. Coming on to my show. I'm talking about you don't know nothing. And you over here kind of showing me up a little bit. Okay. All right, now expectations are high. Tell me every single Marvel movie that he's been in. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So basically, I was saying that Tom Holland, sometimes there's been moments where he was taking advantage of the kindness. Like I had said before in the other movie, No Way Home, when the villains, at first everything was like, okay, this is great. The octopus guy.
Octopus guy? Nah. You can't be a Spider-Man fan and say octopus guy. Are you for real? What's going on? What's going on? This is exactly why I brought her on. This is the moment that I was looking for. Yes. Go on. Tell me about Octopus Man. Go on.
So the octopus guy, it was like, okay, this is great.
Joe, are we still calling him Octopus Guy?
I forgot his name.
Dr. Octavius.
That's it. So
Doc
Dr.
Ock.
Octavius,
Doc
when
Ock. Bro, this
when
is crazy.
Spider-Man was trying to fix all these things about all these villains, and then eventually you saw Electro.
Okay, she got that one.
You saw him starting to feel the anger back. But Tom Holland didn't notice it yet. He's still like, okay, everything's going great. We're fixing all these people. And then Electro Man, he was like, okay. Eventually, they all popped off and we're like, okay, we're back to our evil selves. But that's a way that Tom Holland was taking advantage of.
I'm sorry, I'm over here smiling. You know why? Guys, again, I'm going to keep reiterating this. This is exactly why I brought you on the podcast. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love the attempt to talk about Spider-Man and everything like that. You didn't get that story right, though, as a whole.
Sandman. No, but I remember the Electro.
You remember?
What's his name? Wait, I'm thinking of his real life name. Electro.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
Can
I'm gonna say Electro.
Can I tell the story for you?
Sure.
So essentially, what she's trying to say is the scene where he's trying to create the chip to fix Doc Ock, and he succeeds. And when he succeeds, his spidey sense kicks in, and he walks outside, and all of them ask, "What's wrong? What's going on?" Yada yada yada, and he just breathes, and he webs Green Goblin, because Green Goblin switches. Because the way Green Goblin works is he goes from Norman Osborn. He has a sick disease in his head, and when the disease flips, he becomes Green Goblin. So it wasn't Electro at first; it was Green Goblin. Electro was just losing his hope. So basically, all in all, it was Green Goblin that he sensed, not Electro.
But I do remember Electro going like, "I can feel something." He was like,
he's like, all the power, yeah.
Yeah, he was like the power.
Yeah.
So that's what I was referring to. I was referring to the power.
But you mixed the two stories.
You were kind of talking about a different part, but
But
I'll let it slide.
Yeah, you took that part and mixed it.
I'll let it slide.
Electro was not the reason why he bugged out.
No, I wasn't talking about him bugging out. I was talking about how
You said
Tom
Spider-Man
Holland,
sensed it. That's not what happened.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I said
We could run it back. We could run back the tapes. Word.
I was talking about how Spider-Man gets taken advantage of, and a great example was when he was trying to fix all of them and make them better. But on the other side of that, they were all starting to feel their villain senses back.
No, you said Electro was.
But I was talking about Electro the moment that he was feeling his power.
Man. Okay. Moving on then. I had a question for you. I'm going to speed this up a little bit now because we're almost 30 minutes in. Spider-Man's first appearance. When do you think that was?
You talking about Spider-Man ever?
Yeah.
I think it was like 1960 something on the cartoon. Maybe if I'm going to get a number after that, 1964?
You know the answer, don't you? You know the answer, don't you?
What? I just said it.
I know dang well. What I think just happened here, ladies and gentlemen. I think you purposefully got that wrong. So it's not correct. But it's insanely close. And I know dang well you don't know nothing about comics.
Okay, you want me to tell you the real? I didn't even know this was going to be a question. But earlier while we were at the
Capstone
project showcase, I was talking with his mom, Mama Hines, and she was showing me all the cartoons from when she was younger, and one of the cartoons she showed was the first Spider-Man.
You gotta preface that, bro.
On top of it said the year, and
you
it
gotta
said
preface that, bro.
It said 1960 something, and so that's why I was like, okay, maybe that's the first Spider-Man, because I remember in the cartoon it stated Spider-Man in color.
You gotta preface that, bro.
So that's how I knew that answer.
Man, you make it sound like you know a lot or something. So Spider-Man's currently 61 years old. Just to give you perspective on that. But yes, Spider-Man's first appearance was in 1962 in Marvel Comics. He's also been in 13 movies and counting.
Probably the most famous superhero in a movie. Am I wrong?
He's one of the most popular. He definitely is one of the most popular. The movies he's been in so many. I mean, I can't even. I could tell you all three of the Tobey Maguire ones, the two Andrew Garfield ones, Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home, and they're working on number 4 right now.
That's right.
So what is that? That's 6, 7, 8 already as it is, and then you gotta do Civil War, which is 9, Infinity War, which is 10, Endgame, which is 11.
I think you meant to say 9.
What?
9 movies.
What do you mean?
You said 8.
No. It was
3 plus 2 plus 4.
3 plus 2 plus 3 because the fourth one isn't out yet.
Okay. Never mind.
Oh, my goodness. But you guys get the gist. Spider-Man's been in 13 movies, though, and in counting. And the next anticipated Spider-Man movie is supposed to be Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse Part 2, which is projected to come out in 2024.
That's going to be good.
There's also Another is a film noir project being worked on for Spider-Man Noir. I forgot. I think it's on Amazon or Hulu, but they're supposed to make either a film or a series for him, which is very interesting because you don't really see film noir anymore nowadays. Do you know what film noir
Black
is?
and white?
Yeah, black and white. So you don't really see that. So being able to see that would be very interesting as a whole. So what do you think about that? Those two things coming out.
I'm definitely excited about well, technically this would be the third Miles Morales movie, but I'm really excited because, spoiler alert, if you guys saw how the Across the Spider-Verse ended with the two Miles Morales, I can't wait. I cannot wait for the next movie to come out because that's going to be a battle. And you just, like, the whole ending, I'm so annoyed that the movie ended like that because it kind of was like, it wasn't that short, but I just wasn't ready for it to end like that. And the fact that there's a whole nother Miles Morales and that he was supposed to be the Prowler this whole time is just crazy to me. It's just crazy.
I agree. I fully agree, man. But what do you think about the film noir one?
If I'm going to be honest, I don't remember too much about that Spider-Man, but I'm sure if it's Spider-Man, it's going to be somewhat good. I don't remember too much about him, so I feel like I don't have that much to say. But maybe once the
He's
trailer comes
dope.
out, it will be better
Okay.
to talk about.
And the current comic book storyline of Spider-Man is called The Amazing Spider-Man Gang War is Coming. So I know you're not really into comics as a whole, but that's what's going on in the comic line right now, or the comic storyline. But without further ado, that concludes Spider-Man. Now, Thanos. For starters, Marvel character, right? You know this. Thanos' abilities are that he has superhuman strength, agility, durability, and longevity, and plasma energy projection. That basically means he can shoot stuff out of his arms or his hands. But you
Spider-Man? Question mark.
no, you don't see that in the live action one though, obviously, because he has a gauntlet. But that's basically his abilities. The origin story of Thanos, the Mad Titan, is that he was born from two Eternals named Alars and Suisan. He came out with the deviant gene, which made him look different from the rest of his family. In response to that, his own mother tried to kill him. As time goes on, Thanos becomes obsessed with the Mistress Death and tries to do anything to impress her. So before I move on, did you know anything about the origin story as a whole?
Not about the death and not that the mother tried to kill him.
But you knew everything else?
Those were the main ones that stuck out to me.
Did you know anything about the origin story as a whole? Have you ever heard Thanos' origin story ever?
No.
So you didn't know anything. So that's his origin story, though. He's born from two Eternals, and you know who the Eternals are if you watch the Eternals movie. So they're two different Eternals. Also, to give you more context, you know how Harry Styles showed up at the end of the Eternals movie?
Yeah.
That's Thanos' brother. They're related. They're supposed to be related.
Oh, that's why they said he doesn't look like.
Exactly. But the thing is, the reason Thanos looks different is because he came out with the deviant gene. So that's why he's purple and he's ugly and has a nutsack for a chin. Some people will get that reference. But regardless, that's essentially his backstory. And then afterwards, for his moral code, Thanos
Doesn't have any.
Thanos being the violent villain that he is, doesn't really have a moral code. He will literally
Except for Gamora.
that's not even a moral code
or
though.
Nebula.
But as he'll do anything just to achieve his goal, and they've done a good job on portraying that in the movies because
Yeah.
he kills his own daughter, and he'll literally risk anything to get what he wants. For example, another perfect example was in Endgame when he said rain fire, when he was literally getting destroyed by Wanda, when Wanda picked him up in the air and started picking off his armor.
Mm-hmm.
He was like rain fire, and then I forget what his henchman name was, but he said, "Sire, our troops," and he was like, "Just do it." So there's a level of Thanos that just simply just doesn't care, and he's just gonna do whatever he wants to achieve his goal, which makes him very dope, but also very scary at the same time. You know, what do you think about that as a moral code? Basically, not having any.
That makes complete sense. He wiped out half the nation during the blip. And that just shows...
Not even the nation, the world.
Yeah, half the world during the blip. That just shows what type of character he has. Because, for example, Spider-Man would have never done that. Well, he's also not a villain. But morally wise, he wouldn't even killed one single person, where Thanos killed millions of people, billions actually. But yeah,
Okay, I like that. And then I want to go into his motivation a little bit. Thanos has several different motivations. One of them is to obtain all the Infinity Stones to fix the world in his eyes based on what happened to him on his home planet Titan. Another motivation is to impress Death with his genocide. So basically, we know the story of the 6 Infinity Stones. Movie watchers understand the MCU version of Thanos is of Infinity Stones, but in the comics is another version of him, which is also another very known story for people that read comics as well, which he just does everything just to impress Death. And he ends up winning and destroying everything around him, and then has nothing left. And then Death's just not impressed. And he's like, oh. And then he just resets everything afterwards. So it's kind of like crazy to think about, but at one point he was just killing people just to show his admiration to Death and his love to Death by killing more people, which is insane to think about. But I'm curious to know, did you ever know about the second story as a whole?
about Death.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I haven't really read comics, so
I know, but I know like you might hear the stories. Like I haven't fully read comics either. I do research though.
yeah,
So it's a little different.
I've never heard about that.
So what do you think about the storyline of the Infinity Stones? Like, did you like it? Did you think it was cheesy? Did you think it was predictable or anything? Like, what are your thoughts on that storyline? Not the Death one, the Infinity Stones.
I don't think it was predictable at all because, spoiler alert, I didn't expect Iron Man to die from Thanos. I didn't expect it actually to get wiped out. You always seen those movies and you're like, oh, this movie's going to end happy. That movie did not end happy. I was crying my eyes out when Spider-Man, Mr. Stark. Listen.
We did it, Mr. Stark. We won.
That was.
We won, Mr. Stark.
Every time it gets me, every single time. I guess I didn't expect. Honestly, if I wasn't spoiled before the movie, and it's not his fault, it's a long story. But if I wasn't spoiled before the movie, I don't think I would have expected at least Iron Man to die. The main event of
the Holy
Avengers.
Grail, the guy, that guy. Shout out Robert Downey. Hold on, let me get a shout out Robert Downey Jr. for carrying Marvel for several years, bro. Robert Downey Jr. is the freaking GOAT. But continue, sorry.
But I feel like the Gauntlets is like the storyline is actually really good because even when I was watching the first season of Loki, because I went back, I still didn't finish, but I went back to rewatch.
You gotta finish Loki.
I do.
It's such a good
I gotta
show.
watch season 2.
It's such a good show. Everyone go watch Loki.
So when I went back from the very beginning, like first movie Iron Man. And as I was going back, I noticed some of the stones in the movies. And I was like, wait, like this is a cinematic, literally universe. It's a cinematic universe because this is like leading up to the event of Endgame. And I feel like it's a crazy storyline because even when you go in the show, like Loki, you see more of the stones and you see everyone collecting them like in Guardians of the Galaxy and so on. And it just leads up to this whole story. And the story's so good that Avengers is so good and Marvel that it keeps leading on. They could continue to make more movies after and still show the superheroes that have passed on, like Iron Man and Black Panther as well. Rest in peace.
You know what's crazy though? Shout out to Chadwick, but rest in peace. But you know what's crazy? In the comics, he's not supposed to die. Like that stuff that they made with the whole gamma radiation stuff, that's not in the comics. Like, you're supposed to be able to put on the gauntlet and just be okay. So that was all Marvel's doing. That was all, Marvel's doing as a whole.
It was a good storyline, though. I'll give it to them.
It was, but,
Even though it's really sad.
Finding out that Iron Man didn't have to die is so frustrating.
Yeah.
Because, bro, are we being for real? We didn't have to do that. But we did. Because we had to bring in new superheroes. So we killed Iron Man for what? To bring in Kamala Khan? Are we being for real? No offense. But she's a great actor. No hate. But
where's Ironheart at?
She's there too, but she also looks like a Power Ranger. So what are we really doing? But
and also, guys, if you didn't realize that, I'm so proud of this. I realized this on myself. MJ and Ironheart go to the same school. Just saying. MIT.
Yeah, I think you was the one that told me that. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that at first. So it's like they're gonna link somehow.
That's gonna be, honestly, we just need Zendaya and Ironheart. That's a good movie to me.
No,
I'm
it's
fine with that.
not. No, it is not. Ironheart cannot do a standalone movie right now. Everyone's going to disrespect it because of the fact that they did her wrong in the beginning, because her suit looks like a Power Ranger. So overall, yeah.
Great storyline.
Going into Thanos' first appearance, when do you think it was made?
A comic book. I don't know what year. I'm gonna guess he was after Spider-Man.
It's not a guess.
So 78.
1978?
Yeah.
Why are you close again?
Really? For
You
real?
said year? Are you cheating?
No, for real.
It was 1973.
I told you last time how I got the date. This time I just guessed it was after Spider-Man.
Thanos' first appearance was made in 1973
So
in the Iron Man
Spider-Man's older.
comics. Yeah, no doubt.
Crazy.
And also, Thanos has appeared in 3 movies. And in the comics, currently, Thanos faces the Illuminati in order to achieve something that they are hiding from him. So if you watch Multiverse of Madness, you know the Illuminati. Did you watch Multiverse of Madness?
What is that?
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, the movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. The guy with the eye on the head.
Yes, the guy with the... Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. She said the guy with the eye on his head. It's Doctor
What I do?
Strange. It's Doctor Strange.
No, I know Doctor Strange, but wasn't there another guy with the eye on the head?
Who?
Never mind.
Who? Maybe I'm tripping.
I thought there was another guy with the eye on the head. Not Doctor. I know who Doctor Strange is, the guy with the red cape. I know who he is. He was also featured in the newest Spider-Man movie. So, well, I'm talking about live action Spider-Man, but yeah.
All right. Well, that's essentially all we have on Thanos, though. So now we're going to go into segment 2, which is introducing the guest. Woo! Yay! All right, we're going to introduce our guest now. So our guest, obviously, is Jillian Gunter. Thank you for coming on the show. Before we move on, give me one fun fact about yourself.
I'm a lefty.
All right. Okay, cool. Fun
What?
fact.
That what?
I
I like to travel. There you go.
No, that's a fun fact. And just give us some background history about yourself. So, just tail the tape laid out for you.
Hi, guys. I'm Jilene. I'm 19, going to be 20 soon.
Oh, my fault. Let me give you...
That's right. I call it Jilene Miss. And I grew up in Long Island, New York.
You gotta give context. Why'd you call it Jilene Miss? No one's gonna understand that.
Because
You just call it, I call my birthday Jilene Miss.
I
Why?
would have my family leave the tree up for my birthday. And
Why do you have your family leave the tree up for your
Because
birthday?
it's my birthday.
When's your birthday?
Oh, my bad.
Jeez. No one knows who you are.
January 5th.
Oh my goodness.
11 days after Christmas to be exact. But so yeah, I like to dance. I am currently studying at Suffolk County Community College. I am a business administration major in hopes of transferring to Stony Brook and becoming a marketing major. And I met Eric in high school when I was in 9th grade. And now we're still together.
I didn't mention that she was my girlfriend, by the way. I didn't say that in the beginning. But yeah. Yeah.
That's me.
All right. So next question I have for you. Thank you for explaining who you are. What's your favorite scene or memory of Spider-Man or Thanos? No, Spider-Man and Thanos, actually.
My favorite scene had to be when all 3 Spider-Mans in No Way Home were fighting off the villains. And there was this... During the whole scene, they were like, oh, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3. And they were all helping each other out. And then there was a moment when it's a fire picture. They all flew off. And you just see the 3 Spider-Mans in the air. And it was a fire picture. So that scene. And then I would also say the scene where Andrew Garfield. Oh, spoiler alert. The scene where Andrew Garfield caught MJ, Zendaya. I feel like that was a very monumental moment because not only did he just catch her and saved her from dying, but he got to save MJ in the end, even if it wasn't.
He didn't really. His MJ cracked her skull.
Okay, But I'm
You
saying
didn't.
he got to recover.
Wait. That MJ, he didn't really save MJ. He didn't really save MJ.
He thought he ate with that.
You really, yo, bro. Oh my God.
But
Let's
I
just get
thought it
through
was
this,
a
bro.
cute moment because he got to save her. So, yeah.
Cool. What about Thanos?
Probably when they chopped his head off. I'm joking. I'm joking. I think.
I mean, shoot, you don't like him anyway, so I guess. What is your favorite thing about Spider-Man / Thanos, and why?
My favorite thing about Spider-Man is his morals.
Okay. And what about Thanos?
Thanos is
You might not. It's okay if you don't have one because you said you didn't like him in the beginning.
villain-wise. My favorite thing about Thanos would be that he is hard to get. All these superheroes try to get at him and they can't. And that's probably the best thing about him villain-wise.
What do you mean by hard to get?
Like, even when...
was he like trying to date them? Like, what's
No.
going on?
No, not like that. Like, when Nebula was trying to hide from him and then he just knew where she was. Or, like, he knows everything at every moment and he knows what's going to happen.
You're not the only one cursed with knowledge.
Yeah.
Do you get that reference or no?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, you don't get the reference. It's okay. It's okay. It was in Infinity War when he first interacted with Iron Man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on from that one. What was your latest thoughts on the latest Spider-Man / Thanos movie? So first, we're gonna start with Spider-Man. The latest Spider-Man movie was Across the Spider-Verse. So what was your thoughts on that?
I thought it was a really good movie. I learned a lot after that movie. I learned, spoiler alert, I learned that he was supposed to be the Prowler, which was crazy. And they actually hint at this in the first movie when I think it's when he first sees, when Miles Morales sees the Peter Parker, he gets colors by him. And instead of the colors being blue and red, like Peter Parker, his colors were, I think, yellow and purple, like the Prowler.
Green.
Oh, green and purple, like the Prowler. And they hint at this, but personally, from what I got from this movie, was that he was supposed to be the Prowler. He took the spider from the other Miles Morales' universe, and that Miles Morales is the Prowler. Now that Miles Morales is trying to get him. But I felt like the movie was really good, and you got to see so many different Spider-Mans, and there was a lot of features in that movie as well. So it was really entertaining. I'd watch it again. And yeah, go watch it if you haven't seen it.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. What about when I say Thanos, I mean the latest movie Thanos has been in, right? So that would be Endgame. What were your thoughts on Endgame? Or I should say Thanos in Endgame.
I thought Thanos made the movie very entertaining because without Thanos, that wouldn't have been. There could have been another villain in it, but I think Thanos was the best villain to put in that spot for that movie. Obviously, there was some outcomes that I didn't like in the movie, but movie-wise, I felt like the movie was very good.
We won, Mr. Stark. We did it, Mr. Stark.
You're done.
Mr. Stark. What happened, Mr. Stark?
I'm taking my headphones off.
Mr. Stark. Homie was fried. He was cooked. Half his body was burnt. Ain't that something?
No.
Maybe it's just me. But, okay, that's nice. That's good. So, what's your favorite villain that Spider-Man has ever faced? Ooh, this is a deep question right here. There's a lot of them, and a lot of them are good. You want to do Octopus Man?
No. No. Oh, wow.
I know his name, by the way, is Doc Ock. I'm just messing with it because she said Octopus Man earlier. I got you thinking.
There might be a better answer than this, but I'm just going to answer based off of right now what I'm thinking. And I am thinking...
I think I know the answer. If it wasn't based off how good the villain was, but if it was based off of who you liked the most, I think I know the answer. Because I think you said it earlier.
Okay, I feel like if I'm going based off of each different type of Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's would be the lizard guy. Or Sandman. Andrews would be Electro. And Tom Holland's would be Thanos, and Miles Morales would be the Prowler. In my opinion.
Tobey Maguire faced the Lizard?
Isn't that the first villain?
No.
Who's the first villain they come across?
Green Goblin.
I think that's who I'm thinking about. I got the green messed
The
up.
Lizard.
The one under the tunnel. The one that's under the tunnel. That's the
You're
one.
thinking of Andrew Garfield. Andrew Garfield's two villains was the Lizard and then Electro and then a little bit of Green Goblin. That was Andrew Garfield.
Toby? Sandman?
Toby is Green Goblin, Sandman, and Venom. And I think Doc Ock.
So they both have
And
Green
Doc Ock,
Goblin.
yeah.
They both have Green Goblin?
Yeah, they both have Green Goblin.
I think that's why I was confused.
I don't think Toby ever got Lizard, though. Unless I'm
Doc
bugging.
Ock is a good villain, too. They all have really good
Octopus
villains.
Man?
And Venom, I really couldn't give you... I guess that's my answer. I'll leave it at that.
Let me get your best We Are Venom impression.
We are Venom.
That's kind of crazy. That was dope. No, that was dope. No, that was dope.
They're gonna get my Venom.
Okay, you're doing too much. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. Oh my gosh. And what is your favorite superhero that Thanos has faced minus Spider-Man?
Wow.
'Cause
He's really gonna do that now.
You're gonna pick Spider-Man. We're not here for that. We're here
the
for the
Black Panther.
Why is it Black Panther?
Because he's up there in my favorite superheroes. So that's why.
Good reason. All right, 2 more questions for you. What would you like to see from the both characters in the future, comics and media-wise? I know you don't really read comics, so you can go media-wise. What do you want to see from them going forward?
I'm gonna start with Thanos. Respectfully, I don't want to see him.
You want to see Thanos pull back up? I am inevitable. But see, but you watch Loki though, so you know Thanos is basically he can't do nothing because they're freaking paperweights. The Infinity Stones are paperweights, and if you watch number 2, you'll understand even more why it's so much more.
I need to watch number 2.
Oh my
I
god,
do.
watch season 2 already. If anyone has not watched Loki season 2, what are you doing? Stop what you're doing right now. Download Disney Plus. I don't care how much it costs. Pay for it.
There's
and
a
watch
student
Loki
discount,
2.
I think, too. So
Watch season 2. You will not regret it. But what are you expecting from him?
So
what do
Thanos,
you-
I expect nada.
Okay.
And Spider-Man, if I'm talking about the newest movie that I think is going to come out, which I think is going to be the second Into the Spider-Verse.
Across
Across the Spider-Verse, my bad. I'm really excited. I'm expecting a battle between the two Miles Moraleses. That's right, my Puerto Rican brother. I'm expecting a whole battle, Prowler. It's going to be really good. But live action, I don't know what to expect because where we left off from No Way Home, spoiler alert, the people that knew him didn't know who he was. This had me crying my eyes out, by the way, when MJ just didn't know who he was and Tom Holland was like, "Can I have a coffee or donut?" Yeah, that was sad. But I'm really hoping in the next Tom Holland movie, at least, that
Tom
somehow
Holland movie.
in the next Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
He acts in a lot of movies.
There's so much Spider-Man movies, so when I say their name, that's what I mean. I'm hoping that somehow MJ will get to know who he is again, and that he'll be able to live. Because right now, with everything and people not knowing who he is, he's not as happy right now. So I'm really hoping something turns out to where he can go back to where he was before.
Can I drop some knowledge on you?
Yep.
There's only, I believe, a select few people that know who he is still, though. Because, if you remember, Spider-Man said, "I wish everyone on Earth will forget who Spider-Man is." There's a couple people that aren't on Earth. So we got to think about when that snap happened. And I could tell you off rip, all the Guardians and
Peter Quill
Thor,
too? Because isn't he back on Earth?
I think that happened after the fact. Depending on, it all depends on the timeline. All
And
depends
Thor.
on Thor, and possibly Nick Fury,
Loki.
right? Loki possibly should all remember who Spider-Man is when it comes down to it. All of them should. But we'll see what Marvel does.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be interesting because you don't know the timeline of everything that happened. You don't know what happened first, what happened
Yeah,
second.
that's what makes Marvel so interesting. It's a whole universe.
But at the same time, it's kind of annoying because you can't watch this movie without understanding the other movie. So it's like,
Yeah.
it makes no sense. But either way, last question I have for you. Are you more excited for the Spider-Verse or a real action Spider-Man?
Oh,
That's a big question. Which one are you more excited for? Across the Spider-Verse or Spider-Man 4?
I think part of this is a little biased because I'm more into live action movies. But that's what shows I like Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse so much because I'm actually not into comics or cartoon version things like Eric knows this. It was very animation stuff. It was hard for me to watch the what is it called? What if? Yeah.
Which is crazy because everyone hates on What If. What If's a great freaking series.
It's just
Animation's dope though.
I think right now I would say I'm more interested for Across the Spider-Verse because it's going to happen sooner. So I'm going to say I'm more excited for that because I know that's supposed to come out like next year. Whereas the live action, I think, is coming out 2025.
Across the Spider-Verse, you said Into It again, I think.
Oh.
Live action, I don't even know if it's
they
projected.
have it. The movie's out. Like, they have it when they released Phase 4 or 5. They had what year it was supposed to come out. It was either 2025 or 2026.
They didn't have that in the looks yet, though.
Oh.
That just became a thing a couple months ago, I want to say. Or a month ago.
So, yeah, I would say Across the Spider-Verse 2 because it's going to be a battle showdown.
Okay, fair enough. So, that concludes the introducing the guest segment. Thank you, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations. And now, we're about to go into our last segment. Before we go into our last segment, why did you choose these characters?
I didn't go into much depth before when he asked this. I just said because Spider-Man's the best. But if I'm going to go into a little more depth, I chose Spider-Man because I believe out of all the superheroes, I also have more knowledge on him. I feel like if you would have asked me about any of the other superheroes, I would have been able to talk about them, like maybe Black Panther or something. But out of all of them, maybe because he has more movies out and there's multiple different types of Spider-Mans, I feel like Spider-Man's just a little more easier to talk about. And if I were to become a superhero, I would be Spider-Woman. Just saying, if you guys need a live action.
Speaking of Spider-Woman, have you seen the new Madam Web trailer?
No.
You gotta watch that. They're coming out with Spider-Woman and everything. So you gotta watch that. Madam Web like controls like the entirety of all the Spider-Mans. It's kind of weird, but you have to watch that. They're coming out with that soon, and the trailer's out. So I think you
live action or cartoon?
Live action. Yep, live action.
I got a new movie I need to see.
I think you enjoy it because you're into Spider people. So
yeah.
But that's very nice. For this next segment, I would like to have your phone, please.
I'm not gonna use it.
It's for the segment. It's like I lied. So, the next segment, we play this little trivia game
he thought I was
on my podcast. I don't know if you was or not because the second person I did it with, which was my dad, did try to cheat. So I took his phone.
Thank you, Eric.
But anyways, I will let you know right now. Currently, the record is 7, set by Devin.
7 out of 7?
7 out of 10.
Oh.
So, you have 5 Spider-Man questions and 5 Thanos questions. Simple as that. If you get 8 out of 10 right, you take the record. Are you ready?
Ready as
Are you ready to challenge for it? Here we go. You said that you have more knowledge on Spider-Man. Now, I'm about to put you to the test. Show us how much of a Spider-Man fan you are. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting. What do you think you're going to get out of 10? I like doing this too.
7 out of 10.
You think you're going to get 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Really? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that right here. She thinks she's going to get 7 out of 10. Let's see how this goes. Here we go. Some of them are easy, some of them are hard. What is Spider-Man's real identity in the MCU movies?
Peter Parker.
Ding, ding, ding. There we go. That's the first one. Correct. 1 for 1. Number 2. List 3 people that have played Spider-Man in all the movies.
Tom Holland.
Bun.
Tobey Maguire.
I meant one. One.
Tobey Maguire.
That's 2.
Andrew Garfield.
There we go. That's 2 for 2. You're doing good so far. What is the names of Spider-Man's aunt and uncle?
Aunt May, Uncle Ben.
There we go. Okay. 3 for 3. You're doing well. You're doing well. What is the name of the bully that bullies Spider-Man? Got him.
Which movie are we talking about?
Doesn't matter. They're all the same name. This is honestly,
See, I don't remember. If I'm gonna be honest,
personally
I
though.
don't remember Bully.
Whoa, that's crazy. So you can't jack that you a Spider-Man fan. You be like, I don't remember a Bully.
I mean, I can remember one from Tom Holland's, but I don't know if that's the Bully you're talking about.
There's only one, anyways. I need a name.
I'm gonna just throw it out to the wall right now. I'm gonna go Ryan.
Ryan? Ryan what?
I don't got a last name.
Ryan what? Keep going. No, like, look at me. You're close. Keep going. Ryan.
I can't
It's
tell
in
if
your
he's
head.
lying.
You got it.
I can't tell if he's lying with me. Ryan.
It's stored in there. You just don't think you know it.
Why can't I just get the first name?
What is this? It would be 4 for 4. You have the first name. I'm telling you, you have the first name. Ryan. Just go with your gut.
I don't have anything in there.
Ja, you know, bro. Oh my God. How many times are we gonna whisper Ryan's?
I can't even guess a name because Ryan Smith.
Ryan Smith? Final answer.
Yes. What?
You got it right.
No.
You should freaking trust yourself.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not.
I literally made that last name up.
It's but you knew it. It was stored in the memory. It's like I'm lying. You got it wrong. That's like you got it wrong. You got it entirely wrong. That was so far off.
I was like, what?
No, you got it entirely wrong. It was Flash Thompson.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
That's crazy. So you're
Flash.
3 for 4.
The first name, they just say the first name in the top.
Yeah, but his name is said several times in Toby.
That was horrible.
That's actually an easy question for most Spider-Man fans. But I think you're gonna struggle with the next one too.
Oh Lord.
So you're 3 for 4 right now. Here we go, number 5. This is the last Spider-Man question. List the
He looks excited.
because you did something earlier in the podcast that made me laugh. List the Sinister Six.
The heck is a Sinister Six?
Oh my goodness! You know the Sinister Six! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
I'm just gonna go.
You're a Spider-Man fan. You don't know what the Sinister Six is.
I think the Sinister Six is villains.
I'll give you the most. There.
Octo-
Listen. One, when I tell you this, I'm not taking any nicknames. You need to give me the full villain name. 1, 2. There's Spider-Man's 6 main villains. If you can name me 6 Spider-Man villains, because there's more than 6, I will give it to you. Just name me 6.
Dr. Octavius.
Okay.
Green Goblin.
Okay. That's 2.
Sandman.
That's 3.
Electro.
4. Come on.
No, I'm trying to get the lizard name. Stop! You're putting me on the spot.
Guys, I know you just heard what she just said. I can't help her.
Lizard.
Oh my days. This is insane.
Venom.
Venom.
Alright, we just need this lizard name.
Oh my days. Are you being serious?
I'm being serious. Lizard.
She's gonna get this wrong.
Lizard. There's other. Can I just name someone else, maybe? If I have somebody else to name.
It's crazy because I gave you
Lizard.
Venom's technically not the Sinister Six, but I'll give it to you.
Then no. Lizard. Lizzie. Lizard. I can't say lizard because it's not gonna work. I know there's another name to him, and it's gonna get me really annoyed when he says it. Green Goblin. I'm getting them confused. Okay, there's the Green Goblin.
You said
guy.
Dr. Octavius, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, Venom. One more. One more.
Guy.
Uno
Lizard.
mas. One more villain.
Lizard. Wait, I can't get his picture in my head, so I can't even get him because I'm getting
Couldn't
him
even-
confused with
Oh my-
Green Goblin right now.
Guys,
This is
guys,
not
this is-
easy for
guys,
me.
Do you see what's happening right now? Do you hear what's happening?
Thanos.
Do
We're
you
just-
what? I'm not counting Thanos. Are we being for real? That's like more of an Iron Man villain.
Okay, we're just gonna just say it, and I know it's not gonna be right because I can't get the name right now.
Guys, please, I beg. Yo, this is insane.
Lizard guy.
The fact that
Yep, I said it.
are you being serious?
I can't
Are you
get
being
the name.
serious?
My mind is.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy, guys. You can comment down below. I know it's gonna be on YouTube. It's kind of crazy for me saying comment down below. You guys can let me know if you think I should give it to her or I'm gonna be harsh, cause I'm not gonna give that to you. Your final answer is Lizard Guy. Do you want to know his name?
Mm-hmm.
The Lizard.
Wait, so I should get that.
No, because you said Lizard Guy. No one says Lizard Guy. You literally sat there and was like, I know I can't say Lizard because if I say
Bro.
Lizard, it's gonna be wrong. If
Bro,
you'd have been like,
why
if you just
can't
said
you
Lizard,
just give it to me?
if you just said Lizard, I'd have been like, that's why I was sitting there. And I was saying, guys, there's no way this is happening right now. Because you're saying the answer and you just
I
won't-
really didn't think that was his name.
His
I
name
thought
is
it
the
was some
Lizard.
other crazy stuff.
the person that he is Dr. Connors. His name is the Lizard. That's it.
Whatever.
So you got that wrong. You're 3 for 5. I can't be bothered.
That's horrible. I
The
should at least
lizard-
get a half point.
The Lizard Guy? What is the Lizard Guy?
I should get a half point.
No one calls
That's
him the Lizard
horrible.
Guy.
That's horrible. I should
Nah.
get a half point.
Number 6. We're on to Thanos now. We are on to Thanos. You are
Now
3
I'm
for 5.
losing.
You're not losing. Yeah, you only got 2 wrong. You got when.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
I need to get them all
What
right to
is
win.
the name of the weapon that Thanos uses to destroy the Earth in Infinity War?
The gauntlet.
I don't think I can give that to you.
Infinity Stone gauntlet. Like,
Give me a final answer.
Infinity Stone gauntlet.
That one I'll give to you. It's the Infinity Gauntlet, but I
Specific.
just gave you. You said Lizard Guy. What are we talking about?
It's
What's a Lizard Guy?
the same thing as saying the Electro guy.
No, it's not. You can't say, oh, one of his Electro Guy.
Whatever.
That just sounds like you don't know what you're talking
What
about.
I do?
Nah, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I have to be fair. I did the same thing to everyone else before you.
Whatever.
That's 4 for 6. Here we go. What is the name of the superhero that takes down Thanos?
You're talking about like chopping his head off and
No,
stuff?
I'm talking about at the end of the day, who was the person?
The first name that I could be wrong.
Don't
I'm gonna
overthink
just say it. Thor.
Final answer?
I think it's Thor. So yeah,
Final answer?
yeah.
That's incorrect. Oh my gosh. No, it is Iron Man. Iron Man's the last one to take him down because Iron Man's the one
Technically, that's not
I-
taking him down.
No,
though.
Iron Man snapped his fingers at the end. Who's the one that
I
got
was
rid of
thinking
Thanos?
Thor took him down because he's the one who actually like.
Thor killed him. And
Yes,
then-
that's taking down.
And then he came back from a different universe. So was he really taken down?
So
No.
was he really taken down when Iron Man
He-
snapped
he
his
snapped
finger?
him out of existence.
He was still in existence though, so you didn't take him down.
What are you talking about?
I think it was Thor.
Iron Man. How are you gonna tell me you think? Oh,
I think it was Thor.
There's no way this is real. Iron Man took the stones and said, "I am Iron Man." Snapped his fingers, and all of his army, including himself, disappeared. What does it not mean that he's taken him down? Thor chopped his head off, and then he came back from a different universe, so he wasn't done.
Spoiler alert, guys.
Oh my, that's not even a spoiler alert. Jesus. 4 for 7.
We should just put a big giant spoiler alert.
That's
in front of the
crazy,
video.
bro. This one is more of a test to see if you was paying attention. This could make or break you right now for the record. You get to tie it. When did Thanos make his first appearance?
1970.
I said it earlier in the podcast, so there's no excuse.
I'm gonna just say this number because it's the first one that popped in my head. 1978.
Final answer?
Yeah.
That's the one that you said before.
Damn.
And that one was incorrect. It was 1973.
It's whatever. I should have a 7. I should have a 6.5 right now. But whatever.
It still wouldn't matter because you can't get 6.5. What do you mean 6.5? You mean
The lizard question. I should have gotten that right,
it
guys.
It would be 4.5 then.
They're gonna comment
you
down
have
below.
6.
They're gonna comment down below.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy to me.
He's never gonna invite me to
you're,
another
you're
podcast.
literally 4 for 8. So, no, is she 4 for 8 or 5 for? You got 1, 2, 3. This is 4. Yeah, you're 4 for 8. So you would have 4.5 in your head, but you're 4 for 8. Number 9. What is the name of Thanos' home planet? I said it in the podcast as well.
It's a weird name.
I don't think it is.
I forgot it, guys.
She's cooked. Now she's going below 50%. This is insane.
Not Gamora, because that's his daughter's name. I don't know. Athea.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It was Planet Titan.
Yeah. No.
All right, so you're 4 for 9. To go 50% on it, you are currently, unfortunately, already locked in for last place as of right now. My dad got 6. Devin got 7. You can end off at 5. And you just actually said this. What is the name of Thanos' 2 daughters?
Gamora and Nebula.
There we go. Look at that. You know what? Honestly, shout out to you because you got 5 out of 10. You did think that you did get 7 out of 10. I respect it. You only got 2 under.
Should have got 6 out of 10. But
You mean 5.5 according to your math? No. You said 5. You said half a point.
I was saying that I should at least have half a point now.
Exactly.
until
So let's add half a
the
point then.
people
5.5.
listed down below.
Jai,
that-
we could give you an extra point for that question, and you would still have 6.
Well, that's better than 5.
Anyways, I'm gonna still give you your props because you don't really keep up with all this stuff, and to get 5 out of 10, decent. You done well there. So
Thank you.
I have one more question for you, which is the whole premise of the show. That I'm starting to ask everybody. Who do you think wins in a fight between Spider-Man and Thanos, and why? To end off your Superhero Fight Club episode.
Spider-Man.
And why?
Because overall, I believe goodness always wins badness. And that's why Spider-Man will win.
What an answer. Goodness always wins badness. What an answer. Oh, my God.
Combination.
All right. Well, then in that case, I mean, I personally, Thanos versus Spider-Man, if Thanos has the gauntlet,
Don't say it.
if Thanos has the gauntlet, it's cooked.
But he won't because it's not there anymore.
If it's one-on-one, it's finished. If it's one-on-one, it'll be a good fight, but I think Spider-Man will end up winning as a whole. But that actually concludes our 3rd episode of Superhero Fight Club. Woo! I just want to say thank you guys for listening. Make sure you follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Music. Subscribe on YouTube as well. Thank you to our guest, Jaileen Gunter, for joining us today. I really appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much. And anything you want to say before we sign off?
Thank you guys for listening, and thank you for having me, Eric. And I hope that we could do this again sometime. Maybe with a different topic.
Comment down below if you guys want to see her on the show again. We'll see.
Woo!
But without further ado,
Maybe a debate topic. That would be cool.
of what?
I don't know.
It has to do with superheroes.
No.
Superhero Fight Club.
Oh.
Man, I hope listen guys, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you at the next superhero fight. Peace.
Peace.